if I look at a weekly of the regionals, and I know everyone's very bullish, the Russell, I know some people talking about it doubling, etc. But look at this weekly. So here was SVB down here.
Yep.
And they
Yep.
had, this is when they put the emergency facility in. And, if the emergency's over, why do they still have that facility? And then I don't know if you noticed it, but I had a guest, Tom Mellon, who showed me a chart that for a while there wasn't, it was flatlining, but then all of a sudden borrowing from that facility started to head higher again. So it may still be an emergency, or why haven't they ended the program? And this does not look that bullish unless we get over 52. This could
Yep.
put a little damper on the party. Doesn't it look like a bear market rally to you in the regional banks? Money centers doing better.
Yeah, well, I think we got most of the when we moved into the 52 on this it
Yeah,
like basically the post SVB recognition
yeah.
and rebound was kind of done, and it's one of those things where this is probably in the world of picking up nickels or whatever, like probably 50 is the fair value on across the regionals right now, and what's it at 47 and was up at
And a
52,
half. Yeah,
like
yeah. So it's
this
fair
is
value.
this is probably yeah, this is probably not a place to spend a lot of mental energy, would be my guess. Like, it's not, the fundamentals don't align with going down meaningfully further, and the reason why that is, a big part of that pickup in borrowing was because there was an arbitrage that the Fed squashed, associated with being able to borrow at a rate that was lower than the deposit rate at the Fed. So you could
Oh,
borrow the rate. You could borrow at the 1 year rate, which obviously, because there's cuts priced in, is lower
yeah.
than the spot deposit rate. And so you could collect, 50 or 50 or so or 75 basis points on that trade, essentially risk free, because you could just pay back the loan whenever you wanted. And so, and you saw the second that ARB opened up is when this borrowing reaccelerated. The real thing to look at in the regional banks is the deposit dynamics, and just
Yeah.
seeing, you see there is that deposits have been flat for, I mean, really have been flat for like six
No.
months.
All right. So no flight.
Nothing's going on. It's not very
Yeah.
interesting on that
Yeah.
dimension.
Maybe since rates peaked, people
Yeah.
don't care as much. Could that be part of it?
I mean, I have spent more time than
That's,
most in the small bank world. The
yeah.
reality is that the deposits in small banks are sticky because they're not investment assets. They're transactional accounts,
Okay.
mostly held by businesses and households, paying their bills. Like, it's not, and they're mostly like, most of the reason why they have their deposits there is because that's who gave them the loan, the bank on the street, down the street for them on Main Street. And so the reality is just like a lot less interesting than what the financial press would tell you. Like, you know, sure,
Yeah.
deposits went out, a few percent of deposits went out, but the big picture is it's not very interesting. And mostly these banks are just kind of getting squeezed to some extent because rates are a little higher and they can't fully pass that on to borrowers, which is why a reset of the prices is fine, like down to 50 from where we were in the sort of low 60s makes sense.